Release from the shame. Release from the shame. So this is part of the restoration that God is talking about, that God has been talking about. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then look at the prior prophetic words that were released. I did mention that God is restoring his people in this hour. He's not only giving his people favor, right? He's not only blessing his people with surprise blessings. He's not only answering prayer. He's not only fulfilling long-awaited promises. He is restoring. And he is restoring from a heart and soul level. He's releasing his people from the shame. So this prophetic word comes out of 1 Samuel 2:21. And the Lord visited Hannah so that she conceived and bare 3 sons and 2 daughters. And the child Samuel grew before the Lord. And if you know anything about Hannah's story, she was continually provoked by Peninnah. Peninnah was her husband's other wife, and she had many sons and daughters, whereas Hannah could not have any children, and she really wanted children. That was the greatest desire of her heart. And can you just imagine that, right? Hannah watching year after year, maybe, of Peninnah giving birth to beautiful sons, beautiful daughters, over and over again, while she remained barren, right? It was a source of shame for her. Not only was she talked about by Peninnah, right? Mocked, brought low by Peninnah, but in her own heart and soul, she was probably wondering, I can imagine she was probably wondering what was going on, what was going on with her. Is there a deficiency in her? Was she unworthy? Was she any of those things, right? So, but God came through in the end, right? She finally let go. She trusted God, and God came through for her. Her shame was stripped away in magnificent ways by the answering of prayer. God answering her prayer. Her son not only became a prophet who was very close to God himself, but God gave Hannah sons and daughters as well. The enemy had nothing more that he could say and in this case it was Peninnah, right? Peninnah had nothing more that she can say about Hannah or to provoke Hannah. There was nothing that she can use to provoke Hannah anymore, because God had restored. God had restored, and God had released Hannah from the shame. So that's the same thing God wants to do for his people, and God is willing to do for his people right now. He is going to close the mouth of enemies that have been provoking, that have been, trying to put you to shame, that have been trying to degrade or disgrace you. He's releasing you from situations, past situations, and even present, that have served to bring some sort of shame or reproach to your life, especially for those who have been waiting for their promises for a long, long, long time. And you've been telling other people, oh, God is going to do this, and he's told me this, and he's told me this, and year after year you saw that it wasn't coming to pass. God is releasing you from the shame that may have been brought by that. It is time to finally walk into the blessing. It's time to finally walk into what God has promised you. He is doing it now. So let's look into what shame means. So shame is a painful emotion tied to the belief that there is something fundamentally wrong with you as a person, right? It encompasses failing to meet certain standards, whether that's for yourself, society, or for God. Those things can cause shame. And it can also come from past trauma and negative experiences. People may have shamed you in using their words or actions, and, made you feel humiliated or unworthy, inadequate, and made you not want to be seen, but wanting to hide. Even when it comes to things that God is calling you to do, you're procrastinating on doing them because of the shame that you probably feel deep inside, the unworthiness that you probably feel deep inside. God is turning around everything for your good, and he is releasing you from that. He is restoring all the hurting places and past shameful experiences. He is answering prayers and fulfilling long-awaited promises, and all of these things, all that God is doing right now, all of the prophetic words that have been released so far, all of these things are working to usher you into a new season of promotion and favor that removes this shame. And this is not when you come into this place, right? Make sure that your heart is correct before the Lord, because this place, this large place that God is bringing you, is not a place for you to stunt on other people because of what they have done to you, but rather to remain humble as God exalts you and shows that his presence is with you and his hand is over your life. So yes, God is removing and releasing his people from shame. Hallelujah.